everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this scarf. It is fairly easy to do. You have to just keep following your pattern repeat. This is just one pattern repeat, so I've only done it as one repeat. I didn't do it again. So you can use this type of yarn. It's just a woolen yarn which works out well. If you go with a thinner yarn, you might end up having to do more than one pattern repeat, which I didn't show you how, but I mean you would just repeat it. But other than that, it's not too difficult. You have to kind of follow your pattern. You can try and memorize your pattern, but it was a little bit tough to just memorize it, but not too hard. And it turns out really well. It looks nice, so yeah, I challenge you to give it a go. So let's get started. So this is what the scarf looks like close up. Now you preferably would want to block this, where you wet your scarf and then you kind of pin it. You don't really stretch it out, but you kind of stretch it out. That's how you block it. So in other words, just wet it, lay it out. You're supposed to use like pins and but if it's wet and you just stretch it out slightly, mine tends to block all right. When you make this in a thinner cotton, you see your pattern a little bit more clearly than in this thicker yarn, because you see you're supposed to have these chains separate your little leaf here. So when it's like that, and with this yarn it's tending to scrunch it up a little bit, so it's not as clear. But if you go with something thinner, it will be clearer. That's why if you block it, you're going to get more of your pattern. But it's still really pretty anyway, and it makes a gorgeous scarf. So saying all that, this is what it looks like close up, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make this. So let's get started. So to start our project, I am using a size 6.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is a K, and I'm using this Caron Simply Soft Party yarn. It's a size 4 medium, and they actually say to use a size 5 millimeter crochet hook, but I wanted mine a little lacier, and I'm glad I did it in the thicker hook, because otherwise it would have been a bit too tight for my liking. I just like mine that thinner, looser feel. So anyway, saying all that, this is what I'm using, and feel free to use any color. As I say, I wouldn't go too much thicker because it might you might lose more of your pattern, but you can experiment and try with your different yarns if you like. But so you don't really have to use this. But the pattern really is the first 3 rows we start with, and then the next 3 rows we just keep doing them over and over. So I'll go ahead and show you those, and then you'll be on your way to start your project. Now with this size, you have 43 stitches, so I've only got one set of pattern. I've only made one set. If you want to make another set, in other words, if you're using thinner yarn and you want 2 of these for a real wide scarf, you will have to just repeat it, and you'll be having 2 of these, because I'm starting with one, so you'd have this plus another one like that over here, and then that in the middle. So, but you probably don't need to double yours, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. Alright, so to begin your pattern, you're going to want to chain 43 chain. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and chain your 43, and then I'll show you what to do. Alright, so I've got my 43 chain. Now what you want to do is you're going to chain the extra 3. Now I usually just hold this one, that's my last one. I just put my finger there and then I chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then I know that that's the one that I've got to go into. It's really the 4th one from the hook. It's just something that I do. So you're adding 3, so ultimately you have 46 chain on you make 46 chain. Then what you're going to do, this chain 3 stands for my first double crochet, and then I'm going to do another one in this 4th chain from the hook. So that'll stand as my first 2 double crochets. Alright, now if you need to add on extra because you're not sure if you have the right amount, go ahead and do that, and you can just undo however many extra you have. That's just something I didn't do extra because I'm sure this is correct, but if you do a lot of chain, sometimes that's a good thing to do. Alright, so you got your 2 double crochets, and you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet into the 4th, so you're going to skip 3. So you're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and you're going to go into the 4th chain with a double crochet. And this is where you could make a mistake, so sometimes it's good to add an extra chain or 2 if you're not sure. So now I'm just going into this, I'm trying to get 2 loops here, so I can go into the 2 over there. Alright, so that's a double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to skip 2, whoops. So you chain 2, then you're going to skip 2. Now just be careful, because you don't want to go into the one that, you don't want to count the one you went into. That's where I went into, so I'm skipping 1, 2, go into your 3rd one, and you're going to do 2 doubles in this one. Now if you go just into the 1 loop, it's not the end of the world. You do 2 doubles in that same stitch, and then you're going to chain 2 again, and then you're going to skip 2, and you're going to do 6 double crochets. So 1, 2, and into your 3rd one you're going to do 6 in the next 6 chain. So that's 1, 2, whoops, 2, 1 in each, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 double crochets in the 6th chain, and you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to skip 2. So skip 2, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets together in the next 2 stitches. Alright, so go into that 3rd one and just do so much of your double crochet, yarn around again, go into the next one, just go through 2, and then you go through all 3 of these. You go through all 3 of those, that's 2 together. Okay, then chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, so you're going to go into the 4th one, 2 double crochets together in the next 2, so the same thing. That's 1 double, it's my 2nd in the next one, and go through all 3. That's 2 double crochets together in the next 2. Then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and then in the next 6 you're going to do a double crochet. So 1 double, 2 doubles, 3 and 6. Then you're going to chain 2, you're going to skip 2, and then do 2 doubles in this next one. So in the 3rd one you do 2 doubles in the same one, 1, 2, 2 doubles in that same stitch, and you're going to chain 2, you're going to skip 2, 1, 2, do 1 double in the next, so that's 1 double in the next, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do 2 double crochets, and then you do a double here and a double here. Alright, so that's your first row, and you can see it's looking like a V. Alright, now on your next one, your next row. Alright, so now you want to start with row 2. So you're going to chain 3, which stands for that first double crochet, turn your work around, and then go into your 2nd double crochet, because this first one is the chain 3. Alright, so you got your 2 double crochets, then you're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 5 and 6. You chain 6, and then you're going to do a double crochet in this double crochet. Alright, so 1 double in that double, and then you're going to do chain 2, and now where you've got your 2 doubles you're going to do 4. Now this is where I'm going to leave it up to you. You can what I've been doing is doing all 4 in between these two, but you can do it where you do 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 here. You really want 4 in here, so I'm just saying the best is probably just to do all 4 of them in between those two. So 1 and 4. So I've got 4 doubles in that one. So I've got 4 doubles in there. Then you're going to chain 2. Now we're starting to decrease this section over here. So the first 2 you're going to do together. So I just go in here. So you're doing 2 double crochets together in the next 2 stitches. So that was 1. This is the second one, and then you go through all of them. Then I'm doing 2 stitches in the 2 doubles in the middle in the next double. 1 in the same place, 2 in that one, and then the next 2 together. So 1, 2 together. Alright, so you should be looking like this. So this one is increasing and this one is decreasing over here. Chain 2. Now your center, you chain 2. Now your center, you're going to be bringing these 2 together. So those 2 middle ones, you're going to go in here with a double, but don't finish it, and then go into the next one with a double, and then go through all. So these 2 are done together. So your middle 2 are done together. Then you're going to chain 2, and now you're going to do exactly the same thing on here, but you're going this way first. So you're going to do what you did there first. So we're going to do 2 together. Whoops, 2 together. So 1, 2 double crochets together in the first 2, and 2 double crochets in the next double crochet. 1, 2, and then 2 double crochets together in the last 2. 1 and 2. Alright, so this side, this is one side, that's the center, and then this is exactly the same side as this one. Alright, now you're going to do chain 2, and this one is increasing, so I need 4 in here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to do chain 2, 1 double in this double, chain 6, whoops, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 doubles in here. So 1 in this first one, and 1 in the end, and 1 in the last one. It's a little bit tricky with this end one, but once you've got it now, you should be good. Alright, and that's what you should be looking on your second row. Alright, now we're going to go on to the third row. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work around, do a double crochet in the next one, so you got your 2 doubles, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's chain 6, 1 double in this double, so 1 double in the double, chain 2, and now we're increasing in this one. So that's where my yarn was attached. It came like that, which is rather annoying because I didn't even do that, and yet the yarn comes like that. Anyway, now you want 6 in this one. So what you'll be noticing is one of these increase while one of them decrease. Now this pattern, I'll be honest, has been a little bit hard for me to memorize, so I've kind of written it down in a short version for myself so I know what I'm doing. But this one is increasing and this one decreases, so that'll help you. So this is 4, so now I've got to increase it. So I'm in this first one, 1, 2 doubles in the first, 2 doubles in the second, and 2 doubles in the third, and I'm just going in between them. 1, 2. That's 2 doubles in the third, and then you're going to chain 2, and then your next one you're going to be decreasing again. So you're going to double crochet 2 together, double crochet 2 together. Now you can see you've only got your 2 big spaces here, so just work with this. You're doing 2 double crochets together in this stitch. So I'm just going to do 1 here and then 1 in there. It doesn't really matter if you do it in the same. Alright, and then I'm going to do 1 in here and just 1 actually in the stitch. That's given me 2 double crochets together, and it's decreasing it, and that's really what you want. Okay, so that's 2 double crochets together. Now you're going to chain 2, and now you're only doing 1 in your center, 1 double crochet in the center, 1 double crochet and chain 2. Alright, now you're coming back. This is the one that's decreased, so you got to do 2 double crochets together. So that's 1. Actually, let's go in there. That's 1, 2 together, and 2 together again. 1, 2. Okay, 2 double crochets together, chain 2. And now this is increasing, so I've got to add my 6 in here. So 2 in each. 1, 2, that's 2, 2 in the next one. 1, 2, and 2 in the next one. So that's total of 6. And then you got your chain 2, 1 double in this double, chain 6. 1, 2, 3, chain 6, 6, and then you got your 2 doubles at the end, which is a little tricky, but that's 1 and 2. Alright, so those are your first 3 rows, and that's your beginning. Now the next 3 rows are what you're going to keep repeating. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So as long as you got this basics down, now you can start with the next 3. I'm going to show you these next 3, and then that's what you're just going to keep repeating over and over. So let me go ahead and show you that. Alright, so this now is row 4, and you're going to be repeating row 4, 5, and 6 over and over. So you'll do 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 the whole way through, and that's what gives you this design. So this is row 4, the first one of your repeat. So it's the same thing, do your 3 there, get into your first double crochet. So you got your first 2 doubles. Now this is where it's a little different. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to do a double crochet into, it's more or less the middle of this. Just do a double crochet in the middle of these stitches over here. That's 1 double crochet in there. Chain 2. And then this one, this is where we're starting to build a new one of these. Okay, so this one is the big one, and now we're starting with a new one over here. So you're going to start off by doing 2 doubles in this one. I'm just trying to explain the pattern to you a little bit so it's not so hard when you see it. And now we're going to chain 2, and now this one is just 6 double crochets. Now I'm running out of my yarn, so I'm going to start with a new yarn. So it's 6 doubles, so I'm going to start there, and I'm just going to bring my new yarn in over here and try and work them both in. So go through there. I just hold it like this and go through there. Now I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to see if I can work it in the back here. So I'm just pulling them both there. Alright, so I've got to do just 6 double crochets in here. Now however you do it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 spaces in between, so one of them either has to get 2 or you got to do it on top of your stitches. I don't want to work on top of them. You see, you could go in these. You need 6, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But I just work in the space. So whichever way, but in the next 6 you got to do 6 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll just do an extra one in the middle one. 3, this is 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so that's 6 double crochets in there. Chain 2. Now for our middle 2, you are going to do 2 double crochets together in this one. Alright, chain 1 and then 2 in that one. So just get a space, do 2 together in here. So I'm just going in there, that's 1, and I'll do the other one right next to it there. 2 together. Alright, then you chain 1 and you do these 2 together. So as you can see, I'm just going in here and in here and go together, and you can see that's bringing your work in there. Okay, so that was 2 together, then you chain 2. Now you're going to do just 6 in here again. This is my other side. That's 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4, whoops, I'll do an extra one in there, 5 and 6. Okay, so 6 there, chain 2, and now you've got to do 1, where you've got 1 you've got to do 2 in here. Alright, so you've got to do 2 doubles in this one. It's just reversed to the opposite side. Okay, 2 there, then it's chain 2, and then you did 1 double in the middle of this. So just find a good spot there, and then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your 2 doubles in the end. That's 1 double and my second double in the last one. Okay, so that's your first row. Okay, now chain 3, turn your work around, and we're going to start with the second row. Well, this is actually row 5, but it's just, this is the second of the repeat, so this is row 5, and you're going to chain 6, sorry, do your first double crochet in here, so you should have your 2 doubles here, and then your chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 double in your double, chain 2, oops, and now you want to increase this one, so we're going to be putting 4. This one is now going to increase and this one's going to decrease. Alright, so you got to get 4 in this one, and I just put all 4 of them in this same space. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it's chain 2. So you did your 4 in that one, and now this one has to start decreasing. So to decrease, you're going to do the first 2 together, 1, 2, and you're going to do 2 in the middle, 1, just 2 normal doubles, and then your end 2 are together, 1, 2 together. Okay, chain 2, and then you're doing this one and this one together. So 1 in there, don't finish it, 1 in here, and then through all of them. Okay, chain 2, then this one is the one that's getting decreased, so the first 2 together, first 2 together, 2, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, so 2 in the next, and then the next 2 together, 2 together, chain 2, and then you want 4 in this one because this one's now getting bigger, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you got chain 2 and 1 in here, and then you've got your 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then your 2 doubles in the end. Now if you're struggling, just re-watch what I'm doing so that you can get used to this pattern. Alright, so that's my second row, and that's what you should be looking like. Alright, now we're going to do the last run, and then you're going to just be repeating that. So 1, 2, 3, turn your work around, and now you're going to do a double crochet in this one, and then you're going to do 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 chain, 1 double in this double. And the other tip is that you want to have 3 of these doubles on top of each other. If you've got 4, then you've got it wrong. As you see, you've got 3 here, and then it starts increasing. Okay, when you increase, you have to add this one on. I'll kind of go over the pattern a little bit with you. Let me just finish showing you this. Okay, so it was 1 in there, then it's 2. Now this one has to increase, so now we want to add, you're going from 4, you're going from 1, 2, 4, and now we need 6. So 2 in here, 1, 2 in there, 2 in your next double, 2 in your next double, and that should give me my 6. Okay, that gives you your 6 in there, chain 2, and then this one is getting smaller. Okay, and this, and they're going down. That you can see you started with 1, that went to 2, that went to 4, to 6, and it was at 6, so you have 2 rows of 6. And now it went down to 4. Now we've got to get down to 2, so which means you're going to do 2 doubles together. So 1, 2 doubles together, and 2 doubles together, 1, 2. Alright, then you've got 2 chain and just 1 in the middle here, 1 double crochet in the middle. Okay, now we reverse what we did over here. 2 chain, and this one's got to be reduced to 2. That's 1, 2 doubles together, and 2 doubles together, 1, 2 doubles together, chain 2. This one now has to increase. Alright, so you're going to have to add 6. So 1, not add 6, you're going up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 2, 1 in here, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and your last 2. Okay, so what I want to do is just go through this pattern with you a little bit to give you an understanding of the pattern, because I like to memorize my patterns so that when I do it, I can remember it. I don't have to keep following a pattern. Now some patterns take longer to memorize than others, and this is one of those that unfortunately does take a little bit longer, but it's not that you can't do it. So what I want to do is show you more or less what's happening here. You're making these leaves, okay, and one is increasing and the other one is decreasing. So when this one starts decreasing, I better have another one next to it. Alright, so when you do, so my next row now is going to be, like I told you, you've got 3 double crochets on top of each other, which means your next round, your next row cannot have another one on top of there, which means that you're going to have to add one on here. Okay, so you always do your 2 doubles over here. Now when you add this one, you change to 6 double, you still do, sorry, you do your 4 and then your double and then 2, so your 6 gets split up when you're doing your one on there. And then you can see like now these two have to be even smaller and this one increases. So you got to just come up with a little pattern in your head. Write it down in an easy way. If you look at my video, I've always got a number and it shows you which row I'm on in my written pattern. So I'm going to go through it with you one more time. So you got your chain 3, go into your double crochet. Now you can see here we have to split this one up because I've got 3, I don't need 4. So it's going to be chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then basically you can skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you go into the middle. I just generally go into the middle with a double crochet there, chain 2, and then this one now needs to start getting bigger, okay, because this one's going to go smaller. So this one needs 2, 1, 2 double crochets in it. Oops. So this one has 2 double crochets in it, chain 2, and then this one you do one round where it's just 6. You haven't added anymore, you just do your 6. So 1, 2 and 6. Okay, chain 2, and then this needs to do 2 together, and then you're going to just chain 1, so these 2 get done together, 1, 2, chain 1, and then these 2 get done together. Just ignore that one now, just go right over it. So 1, 2, those 2 get done together, chain 2, this is just 6, 1 and 6, and as I say, just put them in there so that they fall, so that you have 6 however you put them in there. Chain 2, then this one needs to get bigger, so you do 2 in here, and then this is where you got to add 1. Okay, so you're going to chain 2, skip 2, or kind of go into the middle. I actually prefer to go more or less in the middle. Okay, and then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and do your last 2 double crochets here, and 2. Okay, chain 3, you chain 3, this is row 5, do your double crochet, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, and now you've got this set up for you. Go into this one with 1, and now you can see this is the one that's increasing and the next one is decreasing. So row 4 is where you're setting it up, and now you just do chain 2 and you do your 4 in here, 1, 4, then chain 2, and now you got to start decreasing with this one, and this one decreases with 2 doubles together on the ends and 2 in the middle. So 1, 2 together, just 2 double crochets in the middle, 2 normal ones in the middle, and I do it both 2 of them in the same one, and then these 2 together. It's 1, 2 together. Okay, and then you're going to chain 2, and then these 2 get done together. So 1 here and 1 here, and now you're reversing it, chain 2, this has to get smaller, so 2 together, 2 in the middle, 1, 2 in the middle, 2 together, oops, I nearly did that, 2 together there, chain 2, this has to increase now, so I need 4 in here, 1, 3 and 4, 2 chain, and then this is just your ending, 1 double, 6 chain, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 chain, and your 2 doubles at the end, 1 and 2, chain 3, 1 2 3, turn your work around, and now this is the last one. This is row 6, and this is the last of your pattern, and then you repeat it again. So for this one now, you go into your double crochet over here, chain 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 double in here, chain 2, and now this has to increase even more, so now we need 6, so it's 2 in each, 1 2 there, 2 in the next, and 2 in the next, 2 in there, chain 2, oops, and now this one has to decrease, so this one is 2 doubles together, 1 2 and 2 doubles together in the end, 1 and 2. Okay, chain 2, and this one just has the one in the center, chain 2, and now you reverse it. This one needs to be 2 doubles in the beginning together, 2 doubles together in the end, 1 2 together in the end. Okay, chain 2, and this one has to increase, so I now need 6, so 2 in each, 1 2 here, 1 2, and then you got your chain 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 double in here, chain 2, oh sorry, this was chain 2. Okay, so you got your 6 in there, chain 2, 1 double in this double, chain 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and your last 2 doubles in the end, 1 double in there and 1 double in the end, and that's what you repeat over and over until the scarf is the length that you want it to be. Once you've got it to the length you want it to be, then I'll tell you what to do. Alright, so once you've got your scarf to the length that you want, this is going to be the one side you're going to finish off. I just stopped over here where you have your 1 2, your 3rd stitch here, and I just went on with the 4th one. This would have been 2 doubles together in here. I didn't do that, I just stopped there, and it's where you do your 1 double crochet in each stitch here, which gives you 6, and you did the 2 together here. So that's where I stopped. I don't think it really matters where you stop. You know, I basically stopped where this leaf finishes. So anyway, so this one ends like this, and this one starts like that, which is not a problem, it's just the way the scarf is. Now if you want to do a border, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do mine in black just to give it a bit of a border around the edge. You don't have to, it actually is perfect the way it is. I just seem to like to give myself a little bit extra work and make something else on mine, so it's up to you whatever you want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what so I'm just making a slip knot in my yarn, and I'm going to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two single crochets in each of these spaces here. Alright, so just 2 singles, and I'm going to do a picot. Alright, so I'm going to just start in this one right over here in this space, and I'm going to start with a single crochet, and then I'm going to do another single, and then I'm going to make a picot. So 1 2 3, go into the bottom, these 2 with a single, and then I'm going to come over to this side. I'm going to do 2 in here, 1 2. So I'm really just doing it, and then I'm going to make another picot. I'm just doing it in these chain spaces on the ends. Alright, so you did your picot, then you're going to go into your next space. Now you do 2 in here, and then you do another picot, 1 2 3, and I just go into these two over here with a single. Now I just want you to see where I'm actually going in. I just want you to see exactly where I'm going into when you do your singles. So you are going into the double crochet or the chain 3 that you had done. So you'll have to pull it out a bit there, because your chain 3 is easy to see, but where you did the double, you did 2 doubles together, it's not as easy to be seen. So they're basically the same space between them. So you got to pull that one out. Where you did just the chain, it's easy, but there, so don't skip right over that. You've only got one little part in between them. You see there? So you just have to kind of pull it out. Now the aim of this is for your work to be lying flat and not to be too scrunched, and I don't want it to be too heavy for the scarf either. So just be aware of that as you go. There's no rule here. If you feel that you have to do 1 single crochet instead of 2, go ahead and do that. It depends on what yarn you've used as well. And if you feel you have to do 3, then go ahead and do 3. This is just a general border that I'm giving you. And yeah, if you find that it's too much, go with less. You could do 2 lots of singles and then a picot. So you could have 2 singles, 2 singles, picot, 2 singles, 2 singles, picot. You don't have to have one each time like I've got it. You know, it's really up to you, but this is just the gist of what I'm doing. So go ahead and do that. If you're putting a border in, 2 singles with a picot in each one of those double crochets. And see, this is your double crochet to the side. And that's all that I'm going to do. I'm going to go all the way around. Now when I reach the top, this is obviously going to be a little bit different. When I get to the top part there and to the bottom here, I'll meet you again, and now we'll see how we want to do this. So go ahead and do that all the way to the top, and I'll meet you there. Alright, so once you've come all the way around, you can do what I'm doing here at the bottom of the other side as well. It's pretty much the same. I went into this last one, did my picot. Now I'm going to come into here. Now, because these are going to flop all around, it might be better just to skip 2 and then to go in here or into this one with your, let's just see if I can get into there, with your single crochet and single crochet in the next one, and then do your picot 1, 2, 3 and into here. And then you would kind of skip 1, so I'm going to do 1 in here. I wanted to match the other side, 1 in there and then 1 in here, and then a picot 1, 2, 3 and single crochet in there. And you can see it's pretty equal to that one. Now if you hadn't gone in the stitch, they'll kind of flop around here. Now if you want that, it's not the end of the world, but it's probably better not to do that. Now I'm going to go, just play with yours. I think that's going to be my best advice. I can put 2 in here, so 1, 2 in there. I could have gone in the actual chains, but this one's, they're not going to flop around too much. 3 and then in here, and then in this I'm going to skip those 2 and I'll do a double in, I'll do a single in there, and I'll do a single in here, my picot. You just don't want it pulling or too floppy. So that's the main intention of this, is just being careful. And then I'm going to just skip 1 and I'll go in here, and I'm going to go in here and then do my picot. And you can see there, it's not scrunching, it's not pulling, it's just lying nicely like this was. And I'm going to do 2 in here, 1, I'll just do the other one in there, and my picot, and let's see, and I will skip over that. I'll do 2 in here with a picot, 1, 2, 3, So just go ahead and play around with yours until you get it to look the way you want it to. And it's basically the same as this. The same kind of a space. That's got a little bit of a bigger gap, but it doesn't matter. No one's going to see it. I'm going to skip these. I'll go 2 in here, 2 in there, picot. No one's going to look at your scarf and say, oh my goodness, you left a few little spaces over there. I'm going to just skip 1 and I'm going to go in here with 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. See, that's also got a bit of a bigger gap there. But basically it's the same thing. And I'll skip this one and I'll go in here. And I'll go in there. Oops. If I can get in there. And I'll make a picot. 1, 2, 3. And I'm nearly at the end of my row here. And then I'm going to I'll do 1 in here, 1 in there, and 1 in here. So I've got 2 in here, and then I'm going to play with that last one. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Picot in there, and then here I'm going to go skip 1. I'll do 2 in here, 1 in the next, 2, the picot. I should be able to work in this last one. Yeah, I'm going to do 1 in here right towards the end, and I will do 1 in here and a picot, and then we got the corner to turn around. So I'm going to go into this space over here now. This is where my doubles are, so I can just do my 2 with a picot. And that's really how you're going to do the bottom. There is no set pattern or set stitch to go into. As long as it's just lying flat, it looks pretty much the same as this. It's going to be just perfect. So now all you do is keep going up, and when you come to the bottom, do much of the same thing. Just go in kind of generally like you went on the sides and the other side, and then your scarf is finished, guys. Really pretty pattern. It looks really nice. I love the colors that I've got. You could do this in the same color. You could do it in gray or whatever color you use. It won't stand out as much, which is great. But whatever you want to do, feel free to do that. And there you have your scarf. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask me. And remember that the written pattern is always on my blog, and the numbers that are showing up on the video, they correspond to the numbers on the written pattern, so you know where you are with the video and the pattern. But besides that, I think you have all the info you need. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.